What's all this shouting? We'll have no trouble here.
I caught him stealing from the shop.
Who is he? Is his identity known?
He's not local.
Tubbs and Edward are characters that the League had been doing well before they came to television. What they'd been doing was just sticking a piece of sellotape on Steve's nose to pull it back to his forehead, and then coming out and doing these slightly mad people.
He covets the precious things of the shop.
That situation and that idea of entering a shop and being and feeling that you're under suspicion is a very gettable. People have had that, and people know that feeling. I think that's what kind of took off in people's minds.
I used to be in a war, and I put pay to quite a few like you. This is a decent town and a local shop. There's nothing for you here.
Tell him I can't have babies anyway.
It was intended to be a one-off sketch, and then just had this idea, just came from nowhere. Why don't we do a Wicker Man on it, where the boy who, you imagine has been killed at the end of the first sketch, why don't we bring in a policeman who's looking for him?
You do have a daughter? Yes. And that's her?
I found the wallet outside the shop. Has he been into it?
No, I don't know anything.
That's where the idea came that they were serial murderers, that there were all these bodies dotted around, and that they would protect their localness by resorting to any means necessary.
We didn't burn him!
Every time they touch upon some awful thing that maybe they do or think, then there's still the implication that there's something worse behind it. And that's great to be able to keep getting nastier and nastier.
He said I could touch his helmet. If I showed him my points.
Is this true, Roadman?
No.
There's a whole world under it that you just want to know about but don't want to know about. And that's like drama. That's not just comedy.
I made a little brown fish.
Going somewhere local.
Tubbs and Edward are complete outsiders to all of the rest of the programme and the characters in it, and yet they do feel like they've become the icons of our show, really.
Most of the writing that we've done, it's been stuff that we've really laughed at between ourselves. Whether it's someone in a shop saying, "Scooby, you've got a bottle of Arundel," or if it's someone leaving this answer phone message saying, "Oh, this is just a saga now." And we've just said, well, let's see if anyone else finds this funny.
Hello, Dave.
I'm sorry?
The insistence at the door and the "Hello, Dave," and "Hello, Dave, Dave," came from the landlord that we used to have that would never speak to me and only would speak to Steve. Steve there? No, it's Reese. Oh, it's better Dave.
Is that Dave?
Oh, no, I think you've got the wrong house.
Okay, is Dave there?
No, there's no one called Dave here.
Okay.
A lot of it was said, actually, verbatim by our landlord leaving messages. "I got this Hoover belonging to you." Oh, this is just a saga now. So that's where it all came from.
Dave, my wife would like to use your toilet.
No, I don't think that...
What they did was do sketch comedy that's genuinely rather creepy, and where you feel that the characters are bigger than just the jokes that they're doing.
They broadened comedy out to include horror, which is very unusual and not done at all. I can't think of another example where that's done.
One of the interesting things about the way we write is that we're not influenced by other TV comedy shows. With ours, I think what was different is we were mainly influenced by films.
All films, wasn't it?
And all mainly horror films.
Don't cry, dear. I'll look after you. I'm your friend.
I can't believe you fell for that one.
We use movie references like jokes, really, and we'll put them in for our own amusement.
Yeah.
And you just hope that someone out there gets that illusion and that reference. And it might just be 1 in 100 people, but that's enough for us.
OK, Simba, I'm going to leave you in charge. Me and Mama are going to go into town and sell some pegs. All right, boss.
When you move into the territory, you shouldn't be laughing at this, and yet you find yourself laughing. That's almost the height of comedy for me.
You can do things. Dave! My wife was right. There is a block in your toilet, but I fixed it now.
He, more than anyone, we kind of embodied with all the nightmares of childhood, you know. He's the child catcher, and he kind of embodies all that. He's a nightmarish figure, quite deliberately.
Dave! Yes, Sandor. But no serás me. Preto. Of course you can. We would love you to join us. Oh, you're my wife now.
Hooky cookie, picking a pokey.
The League of Gentlemen is a disguised sketch show. When I first saw the League, they did an act in Edinburgh, in black tie, in tuxedos, where they played lots of different characters. And it was a sketch show. It was a freestanding sketch show. Here's a character, stop. Here's another character.
This is Mark. Mark recently gave up smoking, drinking and swearing. Bloody hell, Mark, you left your fags in the pub. Thank you.
Part of the business of finding what works on television for sketch shows is finding the big idea that ties the thing together. And the kind of genius moment, in a way, was to say all these characters will be in the same village.
There was the posh estate, and there was the rough estate, and the park, and the school. And we created it from all our own experiences and upbringings in sort of smallish northern towns.
League of Gentlemen is an immense comic tour de force. The 4 of them write it, 3 of them are in it.
If you count the 3rd series and the Christmas special and the film, we have 98 characters.
And that is more than Coronation Street and EastEnders put together. A lot of those characters have prosthetic chins, or they're women, or they're blacked up. It really is an immense commitment to their art.
I want you to split yourselves into 2 groups, babysitters and bramble pickers, and we're going to look at the 2nd stage, getting an interview.
When you start writing any character, you always look for the one joke, and I think with Pauline, the one joke was she was meant to be helping these people, and she actually was very, very cruel to them.
Just a sec. Where do you think you're going?
Interview.
You're going nowhere, Buster. Sit down.
It was an awful experience. I'd ring you up, don't I, and tell you what she'd been doing that day. But she was, ludicrously optimistic in the face of this sea of men that had been on the dole for, years and years. And I was kind of like the college boy, as if I was the clever clogs. And she's picked me out as being that, She gave
Can you work the video? He still work the video?
Yeah, he'll work the video.
He's got it.
How is he going to get a job if you don't let him go for his interview?
How is he going to get an interview if he doesn't know his job options?
There was this sort of thing between Ross and Pauline where he clearly was cleverer than she was, and he sort of humiliated her.
Would you say you're a fairly egregious person?
What? The tension was always there between Ross and Pauline, and we always said that that kind of tension often spills through in, it was a sexual element to it. On the page, we really laughed about it. Come the day of filming,
wasn't nice.
You just felt
ashamed
and guilty.
It's shameful.
All right, I'm going to say some other words to you now, and I want you to reply with the first thing that comes into your head. All right?
All right, yes.
Home.
Royston Vesey.
Family.
Dad.
Doing that sketch was a key moment because people started to sympathise with Pauline.
Yeah.
Friends.
Pens.
Friends.
Pens. The best friends you can have.
But then she resorts to physical
always
violence.
to the violence.
Good. Thank you very much. I feel that Ross handled that situation very well. Can I have my things back? Yeah, although it did make me wonder how well he'd handle a situation more like this.